It's time now for our weekly Healthy Living Matters segment brought to you by our friends at Community Medical Centers. We are continuing the conversation around stroke awareness and how to spot the common symptoms of this serious medical event. Community Medical Centers is here to educate, inform, and arm us with preventative measures we can take if someone we love has a stroke. So joining us now is Jennifer Umina, RN at Community Regional Medical Centers, and we're continuing our conversation around stroke. So let's remind everybody, what is a stroke and what causes stroke?
Well, there's different types of strokes, but the majority of what our patients tend to have is called an ischemic stroke. That basically is a blockage to the brain where blood flow is not able to get to the brain and certain parts of the tissue in the brain.
Okay, so there's an important acronym that will help us know the signs of stroke. And it's really important to know the signs of stroke so that we can get our patients, or we can get people who are having stroke in to get attention as fast as they can. So what is the acronym?
It's BFAST.
All right, so BFAST, what does it stand for?
Well, the B for BFAST is balance. So if a patient, or if you're at home and you all of a sudden have dizziness or your balance is off, and it's something that's new and it's something that you haven't experienced before, that to us is a sign that there could be something going on in your brain.
Okay, very important. So novelty, balance problems.
Yes.
If it's not normal for you to not be able to stand, important thing to look out for. And the E, what's that stand for?
So that could be for your eyes. So if you start all of a sudden have blurry vision, that's not normal for you, or you start seeing double vision, then that's something that we also consider could be something going on with your brain.
Okay, the F?
The F is for your face, so facial droop. So if you have weakness on one side, it's typically on one side of your face. So
right.
If you have weakness, or you start seeing your eye drooping or your lip or your mouth drooping, that to us is a sign of stroke.
That one I feel like is an easy one to recognize. If you see that, then something is very wrong, yes, and you need to get to the hospital immediately. And you always want to err on the side of caution. You know, it could be other things, but err on the side of caution. Mm-hmm. All right, so A, what's our next one?
A is for your arms. So typically if you're having a stroke on one side of your brain, you'll have weakness on one side of your body. So if you hold your arms up and you start seeing one arm, or you're not able to lift that arm, that's a very, very strong sign that you're having something going on with your brain.
Okay, S?
S is for your speech. It could be you're having slurred speech all of a sudden. It's kind of like when you're drunk and you can't really, and your speech starts to becoming a little slurred. Or you're not able to get your words out. Say you're trying to say something and you just can't get the words to come out. That is a key sign that you're having a stroke.
So you're having word recall problems.
Yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And the T, the last one.
T is for time. So our biggest saying is what we say is time is brain. So every minute that you wait to go to the hospital, your brain cells are dying every minute. Billions and billions of them are dying. So time is very key. We want to get you to the hospital as soon as possible so we can, if needed, we can do some intervention to help save your brain cells.
So I have heard other people from your department talk about a window of time that they are able to administer medication. What's that window? And what does that medication do for us?
So the window is typically within 4.5 hours.
Okay.
Although you do have that window time, we don't like to say wait for 4 hours. We want you to get to the hospital right away. Within that time frame, they can give you a medication that's called a thrombolytic.
Okay.
That is, or some people refer to as TPA or Alteplase. There's several names for it. It is basically a clot buster. It can, if you have a clot that is blocking one of your blood vessels, that medication they can give you within that time frame to help break up that clot to then restore blood flow to your brain.
So tell me about the stroke care at Community Medical. You know, you guys, I feel like, have this sort of militant team that you know exactly what to do when a stroke patient comes in, and you've got tons of experts, tons of neuro experts who know what to do and know the signs. So what are you guys working on? You know, how are you advancing your care at Community Medical?
So we are a level 1 trauma center, which is a big thing, but we also have 24/7 stroke neurologists on site. And we're also implementing our neurointerventionalists, which are our key factors if you do have a blood clot in the brain that the alteplase or the thrombolytic isn't able to break up. These surgeons can go in and mechanically take that blood clot out. That's a very big key because we do not have that in the Central Valley. So having these physicians is a key component. We also have a very great staff in the emergency department. We have reperfusion nurses who are trained to take this medical emergency and get you to where you need to go and administer that medication in a timely manner. Not only do we have that in the emergency room, but we also have our inpatient side. We have a neuro ICU that are specially trained ICU nurses that can take care of neuro patients, as well as on the med-surg side, we have our neuroscience department, which specializes in stroke.
Right, because after somebody has a stroke, it's very important that we take care of the brain and we work through all of these therapeutics and all of these, therapies so that we can get the brain back to as much working order as possible. And if you act very, very quickly, then they will have an easier time doing that. All right, well, thank you so much. I always like going through that acronym again so that it will stay in our minds so that we can recognize when somebody is having a stroke. This medical emergency requires immediate attention. So thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.